What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more fighting. Do you want to know 7 reasons why Conor McGregor defeats José Aldo? If so, stay tuned to this video. Now, anytime you're talking about the fight game, whether it's UFC or boxing, comes passionate, emotional, radical fans. Now, I am picking Conor McGregor to defeat José Aldo, and I know that's going to stir up some controversy, just like everyone prediction that I give, just because you have people on the opposing side that say, oh, you're dumb, you're stupid. But I will break it down in this video why I am picking Conor McGregor with what I've seen, my observations. And if you followed me on my boxing 7 reasons, I believe all of them that I've done have actually been correct. So we'll see how I do with this UFC one. But my Triple G, Lemieux, Cotto, Canelo, I had a lot of resistance, especially on Cotto Canelo, a lot of resistance, and I picked the right person, and for a lot of reasons I said. So without further ado, let's get into the 7 reasons Conor McGregor beats José Aldo. Now, a quick disclaimer, José Aldo, I believe, is the more skilled fighter, but there are some variables in this particular fight, which is why I'm leaning towards Conor McGregor. But in terms of the actual technique and skill level, I would pick José Aldo. I would say he is the more skilled. But there are some advantages that I see Conor McGregor being able to defeat. So it's not a bash on José Aldo. I think he's a great fighter. But let's get into the 7 reasons. Now, you have psychological edge. In fighting sports, it is definitely about psychology. Trying to get into the person's head. If a fighter can't make weight or struggle to make weight, or if you get under their skin and insult them, take them out of their element, take them out of their game plan, then that could work to your benefit. Not always, but it can. And I think the round 1 per se was won by Conor McGregor. And the reason I say that is because the fight was already supposed to have happened already. And José Aldo got hurt, pulled out with the rib injury. You've seen a ton of fans say, oh, he was scared, he was ducking, he needed more time, he wasn't ready, things like that. So as far as I'm concerned, the psychological edge does go to Conor McGregor because he is the one that was able to compete and continue competing. And he had ended up fighting a mutual opponent in Chad Mendes as a last-minute replacement because José Aldo pulled out, and the UFC had to do something, and they replaced Aldo with Mendes, which turned out to be a good fight for Conor McGregor, good experience, and he was able to win via TKO against Chad Mendes. So I think the psychological edge definitely goes to Conor McGregor based on the fact that he was already up for fighting Aldo, and Aldo is the one, injury or not, that had to pull out. So I think that does something for his confidence. Now, that brings me to my next point. Conor McGregor's confidence. I think his confidence is really coming from a real place. And what I mean by that is sometimes people exude confidence and they look like confident fighters, but you could tell deep down inside they're not as confident in their skill. I think Conor McGregor is as confident as advertised. I think that's just really him. He's just really boastful and confident in his abilities. And I see that going into this fight as an advantage for Conor McGregor, because when you get an undefeated guy, sometimes it's hard to tell them no, especially when they truly, deep down inside, believe in themselves. They believe they're the better fighter. Whether, again, I just told you earlier in this video that José Aldo, I believe, is the more skilled fighter in terms of just actual skill. But I'll continue explaining why I'm giving Conor McGregor the edge, because it comes a time where there's other things that you have to incorporate, like confidence, that you could have all skill in the world, but if someone believes it and has the willpower and the drive and the true grit to outwill you, sometimes those things can overcome technique and things like that, especially when the other person's a good fighter. I'm not saying a bum can upset the champion or a champion, but Conor McGregor is a good fighter, and I think his confidence is going to play a big part, especially since you look at José Aldo, since he's such a jiu-jitsu master and he's so talented that I think a lot of people go in there with a ton of respect for him. You know what I mean? Rightfully so. But then when you get a brash person like Conor McGregor with this type of confidence, then that might be foreign territory for José Aldo, who's used to people giving him the respect that he deserves as a champion fighter, an elite level fighter. But if you have Conor McGregor, who's just applying a lot of pressure and treating him like any other opponent, that type of confidence, I think, can serve Conor McGregor well. Now, the next point is Conor McGregor's size. I have to absolutely take this into consideration. When you're talking about UFC featherweights, Conor McGregor is huge. He's massive. He looks very big. I've seen him in some, he's doing a, I think the body issue for ESPN. I've seen some promotional stuff. He has tight sweaters on and mock necks and V-necks and stuff like that. And the dude, you could see his build. I go to the gym myself, and I mean, you could tell he's big. He's very big for a featherweight. You can see his shoulders, his biceps, like his upper body is extremely, and even his legs, his quads and stuff like that. He's a big dude. So I think size is going to be a definite factor, not only in terms of mass, but he's taller and has a longer reach than Jose Aldo. Look at pictures next to, or the two next to each other facing off, and Conor McGregor looks significantly bigger than Jose Aldo. And I think he cuts a lot of weight, like 25 plus pounds, 30 pounds of weight, and crunches his body down because he's able to do it. He has his little system and formula. So I think Jose Aldo's going to go in there with a guy with lethal power and who's naturally probably just overall bigger than him and very strong. So I see that working to Conor McGregor's benefit as well. Now, the next point, the size leads me into the next point. Striking. Conor McGregor is a great striker, and he's going to look to try to keep this standing up, and he's a powerful knockout artist, basically. So with the small gloves and stuff, I see him hitting Jose Aldo with probably some shots that make it hard for him to recover, and early getting hit with some shots. If he gets hit with some flush shots, I think he's going to have no choice but to respect Conor McGregor's size and power. And that could also be discouraging, even for a champion, when you're getting hit by a bigger man and you're trying to take him down. And I think Conor McGregor is going to throw some massive blows to really get Jose Aldo's respect and let him know, like, this ain't just hype. I'm coming to fight. Next is crowd support. Now, some people think this is like minuscule, but crowd support, any type of advantage in general, is in the fighting game, is a benefit to that fighter. And I think Conor McGregor has an immense amount of fans. People hate him, some people love him, but either way, people tune in to see him. And if you watch the Conor McGregor versus Chad Mendes weigh-in, and that was a last-minute replacement, and that wasn't the fight. The whole reason I'm saying that is it wasn't the fight that people were initially thought they were going to see. They, again, thought they were going to see Conor McGregor versus Jose Aldo. The turnout was ridiculous at Las Vegas. I think it was at the MGM, just to see if people, and Conor McGregor had the fair share of the crowd. I mean, he's a star, and he has a lot of fans, and that goes into the fight game. You know what I mean? You hear the crowd chanting your name to pump you up at the weigh-in, and overall, I think that's a benefit to Conor McGregor, that in a short time, he has been one of the UFC stars. They had Ronda Rousey also, but she just got defeated. So, I mean, this guy is the next UFC star that has been marketed and pushed on that same caliber as like a Ronda Rousey. So he has a lot of fanfare, and I think that will benefit him. He speaks English. He has an Irish fan base, and I think overall the crowd support, definitely the home crowd would be pro Conor McGregor, and I think that benefits him. Other thing is activity. I got to look at activity. Conor McGregor, to me, has just been overall more of the active fighter. Aldo fought last October 25th, 2014. So he was supposed to fight Conor, then he pulled out, and he hasn't fought since he fought Chad Mendes in 2014, around Halloween in 2014. Meanwhile, Conor McGregor has had 2 fights in 2015, and he had 2 fights in 2014. And his competition got better and better. Most recently, obviously, he fought against Chad Mendes, and that was a good fight, and that was a respected wrestler and whatnot. And he also fought Dennis Seaver, and he won his last 4 fights by TKO. So the fact that he's been fighting more frequently than Jose Aldo, practice makes permanent. So I think Conor McGregor going into his fight being a bit more active benefits him as well as the guy who hasn't fought quite so often. And the 7th reason why Conor McGregor will beat Jose Aldo is mental strength. Now, a lot of people bring up the Chad Mendes fight and say he was getting pummeled and he was getting like lumped up and beat. And it's debatable. I saw it as a competitive fight. I think it was in the 2nd round where he got the stoppage. that Conor McGregor, he was in a bit of trouble. Like, he was on the ground longer than he probably should have been. You know what I mean? And Chad Mendes, being an expert wrestler, had him in a very compromising position. But back to the point, mental strength. A lot of people keep pointing out the fact that Conor McGregor was on the ground so long and he was getting worked or whatever. But you got to give him credit for his durability and tenacity, because the end result was he endured all of that. He got cut. He was bleeding. He was on the ground. He was getting beat or dominated, whatever people want to say, on the ground, and still found a way to get up. And he ended up stopping Chad Mendes, who was very game and clearly winning round 2 until he got stopped. So to me, I think that shows that this is a tough Irish kid. You know what I'm saying? Conor McGregor, he's really coming to scrap. That showed me heart, because before, people were saying Conor McGregor has never even faced a wrestler, and definitely not a wrestler the caliber of a Chad Mendes. So the fact that he was able to take Chad Mendes' best work over, he didn't get overwhelmed, and he was able to weather that storm, still get up and have enough energy. Like, if you're on the ground that long, that zaps your energy. So the fact that he was able to get back up and have enough energy to finish Chad Mendes off to the point where the ref waved it off, then that shows me a level of mental strength, that he's not going to just necessarily break when the going gets tough. So that is the 7 reasons why I believe Conor McGregor will defeat José Aldo. Again, no disrespect to José Aldo. I could be wrong, but I could also be very right. One person has to win. I'm picking Conor McGregor. I think overall the size, the activity level, the mental strength is all going to come into play. He's a good striker, and I think José Aldo might be in for a bit of surprise, because sometimes it's a coin toss when you have fighters who are hyped, so to speak, and they're promoted heavily. You get people who may even underestimate it. José Aldo is a very talented fighter. And I think he may be going into this fight underestimating Conor McGregor a bit. Like, oh, this dude is hype. This is my background. Check my pedigree. I have all these stripes. And then I think he might be in for a rude awakening when he sees how big and strong and relentless Conor McGregor is with his attack. 7 reasons Conor McGregor defeats José Aldo. That is my take from Ego. I will follow up with you guys, let you know what I think. December 12th, we're looking for a great night of fighting. Drop it in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Share this video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.